It is a deal that is agreed. Jude Bellingham could be moving to Manchester United from Borussia Dortmund. The English international is all set for this transfer. As you definitely know, it's knocking the summer transfer window is here. Anyway, hello everyone, and thank you for being part of this. Make it a point, subscribe, ring that notification bell so you do not miss it on whatever we've definitely got to bring it, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Manchester United related. Right about here in the summer transfer window, we are talking about the summer transfer window, talking about who's going where, who is the club buying, and who is going to be sold by the club. And with the likelihood of very many football players that are going to be leaving the club, one of the best football players in the world could be coming to Manchester United. And guess whom we're talking about? We are talking about the one and only Jude Bellingham. It'll be remembered still that Jude Bellingham is a very hot cake, a very big hot cake, and his market value that has been around 180 million pound. That's what he's been valued, around 180 million pound. But Manchester United is definitely willing to pay that. So let's see how crazy this is. We'll remember that Jude Bellingham, in the January transfer window, he was offered quite some money to join Liverpool, and because he's originally from Liverpool, many people thought that he could definitely be moving to Liverpool. But there was a bit of competition, and right about now, it's even bigger competition with Real Madrid coming and showing interest in Jude Bellingham. And leaving alone Real Madrid, Liverpool had definitely come out and said with Jude Bellingham, they are no longer interested in capitolators. But guess what happened? After them having a very horrible season, after Liverpool having a horrible season, they have thought and thought again, and they think he could be one of the football players that can end the dilemma at Liverpool. And they have, Jurgen Klopp has come out and clarified the air that he is again interested in Jude Bellingham. So now, guess what? It's getting crazy. It's getting tough. This summer transfer window is going to be a brilliant one. So Manchester United is interested in Jude Bellingham. There were a few players who were saying, not players actually, a few blogs saying that Arsenal is also interested in Jude Bellingham. But to be honest with this, we need to be fair and honest. Arsenal is not going to buy Jude Bellingham. No, Jude Bellingham is way. Sorry to say this, but Arsenal is a tight club. Arsenal is a very tight club. They just can't. They can't. It's not that they can't manage. It's not that they've not got the money, but they can't. They can't buy Jude Bellingham. I mean, Jude Bellingham is being priced at a very high price, and for Arsenal, when a football player is around actually more than 100 million pound, they are definitely out of the competition. You saw when it came to football players like who's this? There's a young football player that Arsenal was competing for with Chelsea in the general transfer window. Ukraine international, that's Mikhail Mudryk. But because the amount of money was insane, they said, no, we're definitely giving up. And I personally knew they would not manage, because it was a lot of money that was being asked. And right about now, it's the same instance. Arsenal are definitely out. I must say, Arsenal are out. Arsenal are out of this transfer, because when you look at history, when when did Arsenal last pay an expensive football player? Long time. Anyway, when did Arsenal last spend more than 100 million pounds on a football player? So I should think that Arsenal are definitely out, and the competition for Jude Bellingham is now it's amongst Manchester City, Real Madrid, and Manchester United. With City coming out and saying that whatever amount of money they have bought, they bought him, or they want to sell him, they're willing to pay. And another crazy thing, somebody was comparing Jude Bellingham to in terms of market price, Jude Bellingham to Erling Haaland. I think those are two incomparables. Haaland is right about now Haaland's market value is 1 billion euros. You know what I mean? 1 billion euros. That's his market value. It's crazy, isn't it? But that's not the reason we're here. Mainly, we're talking about Jude Bellingham. Let's talk about Jude Bellingham and his transfer to Manchester United. So, you remember that Erik ten Hag has been looking for a transfer. He's been looking for a transfer for some time. He's been trying to see exactly where he can fit a midfielder, a good midfielder. He wants a good midfielder in there. And because Jude Bellingham has been a very big hot cake, he's been a hot cake for clubs, every club wanting him. Tight competition between the three clubs. You can let me know what you think about Jude Bellingham and him joining Manchester United. Do you think Manchester United is the place for Jude Bellingham, or you think he could come to Manchester United and things don't go on quite well? Anyway, we need to look at statistics and see. In the Bundesliga, he's played, how many games has he played in the Bundesliga, how many assists has he made, how many goals, and let's see how many shots. So in Bundesliga season 2022 through season 2023, all remember that Jude Bellingham has managed to play 27 matches. That's his appearances, and managed to score 4 goals and 4 assists and a number of it was 4 assists, yeah, and 40 shots. Anyway, he's played quite well in the Bundesliga. He's managed to play quite well. He's played very well. Played actually more than 47 matches. He's played more than 40 shots, more than 4 assists and 4 goals. So definitely he's playing quite well. He's played quite well the last season, and every other season his market value definitely keeps on increasing, keeps on going quite high. So people have been asking me about his market value, and I told you his market value increased. Before it was between 75 million euros actually to 125 million euros, but right about now as we speak it's gone high. I think this must have been definitely must have been because of the demand. He's highly demanded and highly rated. The English international is a very wonderful football player, so we could be seeing things going on quite well for him if he joins the club Manchester United. And for some time he's seeing between Real Madrid, let's be realistic, Real Madrid and Manchester United, who is more likely going to take him? I think Real Madrid has all it takes. They've got the money, they've got a good environment, they've got good players in there who could play alongside him and very well. But I think because he's come out before and said he wants to play football at home soil, and that's in England, that puts Real Madrid a bit down. So the fact that he might not be going to a foreign land again because he's been in the Bundesliga and going to Real Madrid, that could be not exactly what he's looking for. So I think he might end up going to either Manchester United or Manchester City. It could be a Cristiano Ronaldo thing, as Cristiano Ronaldo, you all know that he was contacted. Cristiano Ronaldo was contacted by Manchester City before, that he could go to Manchester City, but Sir Alex Ferguson gave him a call and said, look boy, you're going nowhere, you're going back to Manchester United, and that's how he ended up. So is there any Manchester United manager, football player who could convince him? Hopefully, but the fact that Liverpool also are back in the picture. The fact that Liverpool are also back in the picture, they are potential threats. But the thing with Liverpool, they have both good football players, but they do not aim at buying also expensive football players. They can buy expensive football players, but it's rare, very rare. At this point in time, they always want to keep their wages the same, almost everybody, and that's not with Manchester United. It's different. If you're good, you get your money, and that's where he definitely could be looking at going. But there is big resistance. There could be good resistance from Liverpool because he's from Liverpool. And the rivalry between Manchester and Liverpool could definitely, could he come to Manchester? The rivalry between the two areas. Also, the aspect of Jude Bellingham is actually surrounded by quite a lot. Manchester United have agreed to pay the amount of money that that Borussia Dortmund want. It's not only Manchester United that has agreed. Manchester City has also said, we are willing. Liverpool are the #1 favorites for him because he's from Liverpool. But that does not matter as long as these two clubs have the money and willing to spend on him. And also the fact that he will also be home. Despite the fact that there is big rivalry between Liverpool and Manchester, that can be put aside and we'll look at the money aspect. But do you definitely think that if he comes to Manchester United, if he goes to Manchester United, this anyway, what are the possibilities of him joining Manchester United? Being realistic, leave the beef alone, leave the rivalry alone. I personally think possibilities are high for Manchester United because United, first of all, is a very good club, well-known club, good football players in there. He'll have a great manager and also the game time. However, if Jude Bellingham goes to Manchester City, I think he could have a little bit of hardships there. If he wants enough gameplay, I think he should join Manchester United and cock sure that Jude Bellingham can have enough gameplay at Manchester United than he can have at Manchester City. With Manchester City having quite a big number of options, this could leave him on the bench for some time. Sometimes he could not play. But I personally think that Manchester United, Erik ten Hag could give him football and he could play as many games as he wants, as many games as there could be. And because he's a brilliant one, he's a very tactful football player, a very good midfielder. I think he deserves the chance to be at Manchester United, and Manchester United is willing to spend the money on him, and Manchester United has said they can pay as much money as any club is willing to give him for him to come. As what they are looking for is his willingness to join the club. If he is willing to join Manchester United, then well and good, he's going to join Manchester United because Manchester United is willing to pay the amount of money that he wants and the amount of money that Borussia Dortmund wants. United has played well the last season. All of you definitely know United has been doing quite well. It's played brilliantly all over. We must say Erik ten Hag has done a good job. When the season was starting, Manchester United definitely said all they needed was just top 4. But they have done great. They have definitely done great. Erik ten Hag has done great. Everybody knows how ten Hag has changed the club. And you'll remember that there was a bit of a scuffle between Erik ten Hag and Cristiano Ronaldo that led to Cristiano Ronaldo leaving the club. And so for some, I think for some now, it's quite understandable why Erik ten Hag didn't want to play Cristiano Ronaldo, because he had what he thought were good or better options. And these options have, in many circumstances, worked for him. So if Manchester United is looking at the summer transfer window reinforcement in the team, and if Manchester United really needs, to take the English Premier League, if Manchester United needs the English Premier League title, and if Manchester United definitely, despite of the Premier League title, if it wants to compete in Champions League, then this summer transfer window should be used as a weapon to make sure that they can get enough football players and enough talent so that they can favorably compete in this coming season. Definitely, and I think that will be a brilliant one. I think that will be a good one for next time football, because when Manchester United, when Erik ten Hag gets these football players, he will do quite great. You see what he's done with the club and with a limited squad, and you saw what he did at the Eredivisie at Ajax Amsterdam. He played quite well, and right about now, if he is given the likes of Jude Bellingham, expect winning ways to come back to the club, glory days to come back to the club. And I think it's going to be brilliant. It's going to be a wonderful one. So let us know what you're watching from, where you're watching from, which part of the world you're watching from. Make it a point to subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out on whatever we've definitely got to bring, as long as it is sports right about here at the United chapter. Thank you and goodbye for now.